Product management is criminally underrated, and I'm now experiencing this firsthand of how valuable a skill it is. When building my app, I think that I've been sort of careful around which features I do and don't add, and certainly there are some that are still on the to-do list, the wait and see list. Um, but this week I'm actually removing a feature, and so I wanted to share a little bit in terms of why on earth I'm doing that. We're still at a very like early stage in terms of the number of like customers and subscribers, but I feel like this is the right thing to do. So when managing a rule, I've got various different fields that you can use to say whether or not a product should be in this category or not. And one of them is variant option name. And similarly, we have another one called modifier option name, which allows you to create a rule based on the variants within a product. Now, I thought this would be helpful for those that, this is a good way of differentiating between product types. So you know that all of your t-shirts have t-shirt size, etc., etc. That's a good way of kind of collecting your products together and saying they should be in this category. But some of the nuance that once you get into it, when making requests to BigCommerce for all of my products, so there's times when I want to go through a customer's entire product catalog, and so I want to make sure that I can do that as quickly as possible. Now, if you do request, you can see here, if you do request options or modifiers, which is the variant options or modifiers, these customizations, you can only request 10 products per API request. Now, kind of going into that, if you've got 100,000 products, just an example, and we've already got stores managing where we're managing 100,000 products. If you can only request 10 products per second, you've got 10,000 API requests you need to make to have gone through the entire catalog. Similarly, you've got the same catalog size, but you can make 250 products, or you get 250 products in each request. You only need 400 API requests. Obviously, an awful lot less than 10,000, but assuming one request per second is made, that's the difference between just under 7 minutes and 3 hours to go through the entire product catalog. And that just feels like it's a feature that is not worth that. It's not worth the complexity I've seen in the code base, because I now need to determine whether or not I can request 250 products or I can only request 10. So there's complexity there. There's complexity when it comes to from the customer's perspective, because they now don't know how quickly it's going to take to, they're making product changes, but not seeing them immediately. And it's going to take a long time to trickle through. And then there's the knock-on effect from a kind of infrastructure perspective. That's a long time spent kind of doing a full sync on a single customer. So removing this feature means that we kind of got a much better experience. There's less code to manage. The experience from a customer's perspective is much more consistent. We can get through entire catalogs much quicker. So it feels like the right thing to do. And kind of looking through the 300 categories we've already got in our database, there's only one person that has created one category rule using these options. So it feels like the right time now to remove that feature and kind of look somewhere else for kind of benefits that are going to mean people subscribe. See if I'm wrong here, and see if we get loads of requests coming in next week because this feature has been removed. But I think this is the right time to remove a feature to continue making this app better.